first, Brenda is getting some great parenting insights. Brenda?
Oh, all sorts of insight, Amy. We've all seen it or experienced it firsthand. A kid acting out, throwing a tantrum, or constantly saying no to a parent. Problem child? Perhaps, but our first guest believes personality conflict is really at the root of all of it. And we're not just talking about type A and type B personalities here. Certified human behavior consultant Susan Crook knows how to replace power struggles and conflicts with better communication and understanding. And she gives a crash course in her personality book, Personality Insights for Moms. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Brenda.
Crash, all of that, and many of us feel that in our homes. The title of your book is Personality Insights for Moms, and then you categorize moms in 4 different categories. DISC.
Yes.
Can you break that down for us and explain to us what that means exactly?
Well, DISC represents the DISC model of human behavior. So the D words are like driven, decisive, doers. They're very dogmatic. And think of the people that you know who are just driven like that. The I words are inspiring. They're very involved, influential. They're interactive. They love to be around people over the weekend when their kids are, when they're having to be home with their kids, or they want to have fun. They want to get out. The S words are sweet, status quo, kind of shy. They want stability in their life. They're like our teachers, our nurses. They're very supportive. And then the C words are cautious, calculating, conscientious. They can be critical, even in a positive way. They can be critical. But there are people who want things done correctly.
See, now, is there a blending of this?
Yes. We're not just one personality style. If you were to take the assessment, you would find you have a primary and a secondary. And we work among all 4, but we have the 2 top ones that we are the most naturally involved in.
Okay. And you said that sometimes where you're strongest might also be where you're weak also?
Well, you can be. Your strength can be a weakness if it's out of control. Let's say you're a D and you're driven and you're determined and you want to accomplish things, you love to compete. But if you're out of control, you can be very difficult to work with or live with. You can be very demanding if you're a D. And so you want to remain in control and get things done and accomplish things, but not in the way that it's going to step on others' toes, which they have a natural tendency to do.
What type of parent does that D mom make?
She's a great mom in terms of she can help others become what maybe they wouldn't have otherwise become, but she can also be very difficult to live under because of her demands in life.
But there are certain children who also fall into this DISC category who can deal with that D type of mom.
Yes, they can. Well, but now if you had a D child, they can really clash tremendously by being the same. But if you had an S child, that child wants to feel supported. They want security in their life. Remember, they want stability, where that D mom is out for accomplishing things, and that S child is out for wanting to spend time together.
I see.
Wanting to have a more low-key lifestyle. And so those 2 can conflict tremendously, and reverse it. Let's say we have the S mom who wants things just very quiet and comfortable, and I love you, you love me, we're all just a happy family.
Right.
But then you have that D child who is just out to take over the world. They want to be CEO of planet Earth. And that child could run all over the mom and just step on her toes if they're not careful.
Now, it's very interesting, and if you have more than one child, you may have a child who can work well under certain circumstances, and your parenting skills are a perfect match with that child. But the other 2, it doesn't work so well.
Exactly. Yeah, there can be a major conflict if you're very different and you don't understand each other. And that is the whole key to understand, first of all, your own personality style, and then understand their personality style, and that it's okay if they're different, if they're not like you. And then help them become more successful in their style. Help them bring up, maybe if they're an I and they just want to have fun and they're very disorganized, that mom can help that child become more organized by setting parameters and guidelines throughout the week to get things done.
And you can grow as an individual, too. Once you realize what your weaknesses are and what you're dealing with, now you can blend.
Yes, you can. You can pull up what I call pull up your low personality style. If you don't have much I, you're very C, which is very task-oriented. You would prefer to just work on projects, not be around people. But maybe you're going to a party in the neighborhood and you need to show kindness and you need to be a little more friendly. So you can recognize that's not comfortable for you, but yet you can make yourself do that a little bit more, even though it's not natural. Like, it's so natural for you, but it may not be natural for others. So you can make yourself become a little bit more friendly for the party or the situation or whatever.
You talk in your book about a family whose son, I think it was a teenage son, they were ready to send this kid off to military school. Until they discovered this book. And realized that, hey, with a couple of tweaks in our personality or in the way that we communicate,
Yes.
we can make this a much better situation, and they did.
They did. It was awesome. It was an in-service I had done, and the teacher is very reserved, the S, very sweet, where the husband is the C, wants things done correctly, wants rules followed and procedures. Their son is the I, who just wants to have fun, go be with friends, talk on the phone, and they can understand. They thought he was rebelling against them. But in actuality, it was his personality style. And they were sending him away, thinking he did not follow the rules, he did not do things their way, until she had discovered the information, shared it with the family, and their whole family completely turned around once they understood him.
So if you didn't pick this book up when your child was in the toddler stage, it's okay. You can still
Yes.
work with that teenage child.
Yes.
Or even an adult parent.
Exactly.
Dealing with their mom or dad.
I've had many situations where grandmothers and grandfathers have realized, whoa, now I understand why my adult child is so different, or why they act the way they do.
Yeah.
And they've learned then to accept each other the way they are, and again, that it's all right.
That's beautiful. I love it, and you're working on one with the husbands.
Yes.
I can't wait till that comes out. Again, the title of Susan Crook's book is Personality Insights for Moms, and you can find it at major bookstores or on her website, susancrook.com. That's susancrook.com. Amy, Gary?